What's up, squad? It's your Squid. We've got a reaction video today. I'm in a different spot. It's my kid's bedroom. I went outside to sit in my spot outside, and the guy next door started mowing his lawn. So, sorry about the lighting, sorry about the audio if there is any, but you know what the video is about. You already clicked on the title or the thumbnail. You know why we're here. Let's just get straight into it, shall we? It's the top 10 moments of the 2023 NASCAR season.
Is finally in the books, and with it, we can now look back.
The link to this video, if you want to watch it, will be in the description.
So today we're going to see the top 10 best moments of 2023, starting right now.
Obviously, I'm aware that if you are looking at it here, you're not going to be able to see it very well. It's in black and white, and I'm just trying to avoid copyright strikes. So, if you want to watch that video without my reaction, the link is in the description. Go check it out. And if you could, while we're here, while I'm chatting, doing normal YouTube stuff, hit the like button for me so more people see this one.
Between Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson. This was one of the best Pocono races in years for many, and the crowd, TV audience, everything backed this up. The intensity was
everyone happy with it?
And it was ending out with Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson having a battle like they had had earlier in the season. Denny would get into the corner, come out, and pin Kyle Larson close to the wall.
Pin him? More like push him into it.
A year before. Larson didn't like this, and with it, they had a bit of a rivalry on the track for a bit. But
nice.
After that, unfortunately, the story basically ended at this point, but it did solidify Denny as the most hated of 2023 at that point.
Alright, so Denny just pushed him out of the way, basically.
This continuation coming at number 9 at Bristol, where Denny Hamlin probably had his best quote in years. Honestly, the race itself...
I don't understand why Denny Hamlin doesn't drive for 2311. Like, if he's a co-owner of that team, it would make sense for him to drive on that team, you'd think, but somebody explain that to me in the comments.
Was pretty mid.
I should give you some context, actually. I should give you some context. I haven't watched a race in the NASCAR in a very long time. I got super into NASCAR, and you can see in my reactions playlist, I've just refreshed all my playlists, actually, so go check them out, poke around if you like the channel and whatnot, but I saw in my reactions playlist, like, you know, I reacted to a whole bunch of NASCAR during 2020 or 2021. Whenever all the lockdowns happened and there was no other sport on, I got really into NASCAR and cornhole, actually. But yeah, I was super into NASCAR, did a bunch of reactions. I haven't watched any in like 2 seasons or two years or whatever, so I like the sport, but I'm ignorant about it, you know?
Standards, but it's what happened afterwards when Denny Hamlin won that got everybody's attention.
What did he do?
Denny was at his most confident and, in many's opinion, his most cocky. And
I like a cocky winner.
Interview, he decided to jab
fuck, I'm good. Just ask me.
Every fan.
Hey, they're getting booed. They're booing him.
I beat your favorite driver. And who would that be? All of them.
And number 8, Kansas finish. And I swear,
that's dope.
Denny was at his
That's a big middle finger to the crowd.
His most cocky.
And I beat your favorite driver. Oh, which one? All of them, bro. Like, that's fucking...
And every fan.
Hey. I beat your favorite driver. All of them.
At number 8
That's
was the spring Kansas finish. And I swear this video is not all just Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin, but these two started their battling this season at the Kansas.
They must have been the top 2, like, you know, at it for the year. That makes sense.
Race overall, and the intensity was high coming to the finish. Lap after lap, these two dueled until 1 to go, where Hamlin
looks like there's nobody else out there.
And on the backstretch, made contact.
Oh, bump and run! Dale Earnhardt style. See you later. Fuck off out my way, champ. Oh, and punches too.
And Noah Gregson.
And punches too. All right, that wasn't Denny Hamlin though, was it?
It was high coming to the finish. Lap after lap, these two dueled until 1 to go, where Hamlin finally caught up to him, and on the backstretch made contact.
Yeah, see you later, bud.
Of course, the thing you probably all remember most from this is the Ross Chastain and Noah Gregson fight.
All right, okay.
Well, you saw Ross Chastain with a decisive victory.
Yeah.
7th will be Ross Chastain and Kyle Larson at Darlington.
Okay.
These two guys.
Fuck, this Kyle Larson bloke's getting a lot of focus, you know? Is he a dick? Is he a dick? The only thing I remember about Kyle Larson from when I used to watch NASCAR briefly for a short period of time was that he was kicked out of the competition for using the N-word casually. So, like, is he a dick? Was that just a moment that got blown up and, like, he was maybe overpunished for? Is he super talented? Is he super talented and a dick? Like Kyle Busch? We'll see, right? Like,
contact, but not many remember it because of the crash with Martin Truex Jr. and much of the field behind them. But the second one is where they finally were explosive with it. This was the peak of Ross Chastain's Chastainisms in 2022, where he wrecked himself off the front bumper of the 5. Ultimately, Kyle Larson would kind of walk away from the press and not say too much, but it was Rick Hendrick who came after the Trackhouse driver and the media with some pretty dagger comments towards the driver of the one car.
What did he say?
At that point,
what was his issue?
Ended there. In 6th, we have the fall.
You can't say someone gave a quote and then don't give the quote.
Start that honestly sent ripples throughout the sport by the second-tier series. The two RCR guys of Sheldon Creed and Austin Hill were up front battling for the win.
Yep.
Hill could probably get in off of points, but a win would have secured it for sure. Creed needed the win to advance to the Final Four, and both guys
so they're competing with each other.
To the other. With it, Creed would go for the win, and in doing so, would accidentally knock out the radiator of Austin Hill, and then be beat to the line by Justin Allgaier.
Oh, that
one of the craziest finishes in years after a wreckfest of a race.
That's rough.
But what really happened,
you knock out your own teammate,
got everybody's attention,
and you don't even win.
Creed has been the odd man out all year. Hill would basically take out his frustrations in the media on Creed and the 2 team. Andy Petrie was caught on camera going after Creed as well after the race, and Richard Childress called him the dumbest driver that he had ever hired.
Wow!
This is probably the most embarrassing moment in RCR's history. Heading into the top 5, we have...
okay. Someone explain that further for me. Send me another link in the comments. I'll react to that. Oh, that guy was upside down. Let's go back a bit.
Going after Creed as well after the race, and Richard Childress called him the dumbest driver that he had ever
That's harsh.
Push comes to shove, this is probably the most embarrassing moment in RCR's history.
Yeah, very, but
the top
still.
5, we have Ryan Preece's flip at Daytona. The summer Daytona race honestly was a really good one, and aside from a couple wrecks, the racing itself took center stage. In the closing rounds, though, those in the pack were the ones who were starting to get desperate.
Oh, there's fire there too. Get yourself out of there, lad.
A playoff spot, and they were slipping away.
That's not fun.
In the back, Preece would make contact and be sent into the super stretch grass, and in doing so, he would catch
up
into
and
that
under
grass and start doing barrel rolls.
Jesus, look at the pirouettes!
Wrecking for probably the worst a driver has wrecked or barrel rolled in 2 decades. It was very Elliott Sadler-esque. And it's probably the most iconic crash of 2023.
Yeah, that's full on. Did he walk away from that? I hope he did.
Ryan Blaney's championship. The championship that ended the season, the championship that
Blaney won, that's cool.
Basically come to a crescendo. Ryan Blaney was not the best driver all season. Ryan Blaney was pretty much invisible for much of the season.
I mean, that tends to happen though with NASCAR sometimes, doesn't it?
And he battled harder.
But they've got a weird finish.
I've seen Ryan Blaney battle before. First, he had to fight
like the win and you're in, but then
Truex
points
Jr.
and
then after the caution came out and his crew got him behind a little bit, he had to battle past William Byron and then take on Kyle Larson, possibly the best driver in the world, head-to-head.
All right, well, that answers my question from earlier.
The championship for the first
They're on
time,
dirt.
and the second in a row for the captain.
They do dirt? I must have forgotten they did. They had I thought that was a different style of race. I have a vague memory now of Bristol. They turned Bristol dirt, maybe, while I was watching. Maybe. I don't know. Send me some dirt NASCAR highlights too. That sounds cool. Why wouldn't they go to... I mean, maybe they did. I don't know. Was that Tony Stewart's track? Anyway, I'll shut up and we'll keep watching and reacting and stuff.
The bronze is NASCAR's Garage 56 entry at Le Mans. NASCAR quite literally took the racing world by storm with this, and it sounded like a storm to many of the European
they went to Le Mans.
fans who had never witnessed a NASCAR.
I recognise that bit of the track. That's my old man plays Le Mans every night on Gran Turismo, fucking whatever generation it is now, Gran Turismo 16 or something. I don't fucking know. But he plays Le Mans every day. He races at Le Mans. And I recognised as he came out of that corner just then, I was like, oh, that's Le Mans. That's from my old man's game. Why were NASCAR at Le Mans? Another video I might need to react to. Let me know in the comments if that's worthy of a look. And, you know, if you want to send me a link, that'd be even better.
By far the loudest there, and definitely had that stereotype of being the loud, obnoxious American.
Yeah, I mean,
doing so,
sometimes it's called for.
just about every expectation and goal that both people on the outside and NASCAR themselves had. And it went viral past not just the motorsports community,
Nice.
in general as well, and
That's cool.
represented America in a way that many who don't even watch NASCAR could be proud of.
Yeah, nice. Like
This
Formula
in
One fans,
every
rally
aspect
fans, all that sort of stuff.
was a
Everyone
huge
respects Le Mans.
success. Winning the silver is a sentimental favorite. The
Return to Wilkesboro.
North Wilkesboro had been off the NASCAR schedule for 27 years.
Wow.
Not raced in any real and good way since.
It's crazy to think that they maintained the track for that long,
The
man.
monumental effort it took to bring it back, not only from industry members, but from fans never letting go, it was able to come back.
That's
The crowd
cool. That's an
atmosphere
awesome
in
story.
person was amazing. I've never experienced anything like that.
Oh, this guy was there in person.
At a
That's
sporting
cool.
event before, and possibly never will again. There was just a happiness. Nobody was upset, even with the bad racing the Cup product put on.
Okay,
And
fair enough.
the crowd in general was full. I had to show up late for the truck race due to bad traffic problems outside of
Traffic.
the track's
Rough.
control. And with it...
See, that's the thing as well. Like, I mean, I won't talk about it at length, but America versus Australia, if you don't know, I was an American immigrant for 5 years. I've just moved back to Australia a couple of months ago. But, like, public transport to stadiums and public transport to sporting events is just not really a thing in America, from my experience, you know what I mean? And whereas in Australia it is here. And... like, you don't have to worry about traffic because it's all going in the same direction on a train line. But it's, you know, that's just one little quirk for me. I'm like, why would you...
a time portal to
Why would you
3
put
decades
something
ago.
there
It looked
without
like
a train,
picture
if
right
it's
out
not
of
on a train
NASCAR
line?
history
Like,
book. And while the racing could have been better, for many fans it really didn't matter. Just
Yeah, nice.
being there was the important part.
That's cool.
This will be a moment that is a huge bright spot in the 75th anniversary season and in all of NASCAR
that's
history.
exciting. That's cool.
Taking
I like the
gold
old
at
school
number one
signage.
spot, though, is the new school with the Chicago Street Race and
Okay.
the win by Shane Van Gisbergen. Whether you're
Van Gisbergen won? That's fucking sick! I knew it. That was the thing. I remember at the time, I was like, yeah, I'm going to react to, like, because he's an Australian. He's from the V8s. He's from the supercars. He's from, like, Australia's version of NASCAR, except it's not Australia's version of NASCAR. But you know what I'm saying, right? Like, it's, like, our leading motorsport product. He's one of the better drivers in that. I didn't realize he'd won. I'm definitely going to react to that. Please, someone let me know a link in a comment if you have a link to the highlights of that particular race. That would be dope. But let's have a look.
or not, whether you're pro or against, it was definitely
Oh,
a success the
it's
first
fucking
season.
wet.
Whether it will be long term, well, the jury is still out. But that first
Where are you,
race,
Gizzy?
against all odds, was
Bang.
amazing. When it came to the rain racing...
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is the
it actually
style of race
upped the
that the
intensity of
supercars
race,
drive. So it makes sense that
and it made
Van
it
Gisbergen
even
would have won.
better for the unlikely underdog, SVG, Shane Van Gisbergen, who had come over for his first start ever from Australia, stayed in contention all day against some of the best,
That's
like
dope.
Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, and others, and then emerged as the favorite at the end.
That's dope.
First driver in over half a century to win in their first NASCAR
Fuck
Cup
yeah!
start. And it brought on not only a great story, but the largest audience for NBC's NASCAR coverage since 2017.
Yeah, probably had all of
Just
the
under
V8
5
fans
million
watching too.
viewers. Now, these are just my opinions for the top 10
That's
moments of this
dope.
year. Now I want to hear what your favorite moments
That's
were. So let
super
me
cool.
know down
I'm
in the
super
comments
pumped about
below.
that. That's
While you're at it, leave a like on this video, share this video.
obviously, if you want to go watch that video, by all means, go and watch that video. There'll be a link in the description, and you can. These people support me monetarily. I like money. I would like to turn some of your money into mine. There's ways to do that. There's a super thanks. There's monthly with Patreon or with memberships. Like, there's all sorts of ways you could do it. If you own a business and you want to talk about advertising and stuff, by all means, hit up my inbox and we'll do that. But, yeah, you get your name in that list if you want to give me $1 a month. So, give me $1 a month. This has been the first reaction video I've done for a while, like if you don't include the Caitlin Clark one I did last week. So let me know, please. I've said it about 8 times, but let me know in the comments what you want me to react to next, because I'm going to try and be more consistent with my reaction videos and grow this playlist. I've refreshed all my playlists, so poke around the channel. Don't decide if you like me based off this one, because I might be having an off day. Like, this video might not be that great, but the rest of my content, I've got over 1,000 videos. Check out my playlists, decide if you like me, then hit subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you when I look at you. You'll see me when you look at me. Thanks so much for watching, guys.